The house was buzzed with life that evening. Jungkook had just returned from the university-based basketball practice. His hair jumped with sweat shower around his neck. He turned his back at the entrance and heard familiar voices coming from the living room. His older sister Hana laughing with someone. Jungkook pushed at the door. There she was. Yu Wyan, his sister's best friend. He had seen you around before in fragments whenever you come over to study or when Hana dragged you along for shopping trips. But that day, for the first time, he actually looked at you, not just a glance, not just a passing thought. Something about you pulled him in. Your soft eyes followed Hana as she spoke, your lips curved in a small smile and your hands fighting with the hem of your sweater as though you were nervous. The sunlight spilling through the window landed on your hair, and Jungkook could not help but notice how delicate you looked, like a piece of art too fragile to touch. Hey, Hana called when she saw him. Jungkook, you are back. You looked up too. Your eyes lingered on him for a second, then flickered away. Jungkook thought maybe you were shy. He nodded, trying to play it cool. Yeah, practice ended. Hannah rolled her eyes as usual while staying for dinner. By the way, Jungkook's pros rose slightly. Oh, somehow the idea made him very excited. Dinner was louder than usual. Hannah did most of the talking and mangling about classes, exams, and her latest obsession with some drama. Their parents asked questions, chuckling at Hannah's answers. Jungkook, on the other hand, kept sneaking glances at you. She barely spoke. She only smiled when Hannah nudged you or when someone cracked a joke. But Jungkook noticed the way you looked attentive, nodding along at how you were following every word, even when you did not add much. At one point, Hannah dropped her fork and grown. Jungkook stopped staring at Ryan like that. You are making her uncomfortable. Jungkook froze his ear, turned red. I was it. Hannah spoke knowledgeably and you hid a small smile behind your glass of water. Jungkook wanted to melt into the floor. Later that night, Hannah pulled you into her room. Jungkook retreated into his zone, but this mind would not shut up. Something about you felt different. There was a soften, but also a distance. The next morning, when he came downstairs, you were still there. Hannah had apparently begged you to stay over. You sat on the couch with a notebook, screaming something while Hannah scrolled through her phone. Morning Jungkook greeted you, look up, gave him a gentle smile, and surprisingly wrote something quickly before sliding the notebook toward him. Good morning. Jungkook blinked for a moment. He thought maybe you were just being playful. Morning, he replied, scratching the back of his neck awkwardly. You nodded as though satisfied, then went back to doodling in the notebook. Jungkook titled he said something about the way you communicated next at him, but Hana quickly distracted him by demanding he make breakfast. Over the next few weeks, Jungkook saw more of you. Hana was practically glued to you, dragging you to their house constantly. Jungkook pretended to be annoyed, but secretly he liked it. He liked watching you laugh with Hana, the way your shoulders shook when you found something funny. He liked how you sometimes catch him looking only to quickly look away, shy and frustrated. He began to notice small things. You did not always respond when someone called your name from behind. Sometimes Hana had to tap your arm to get your attention. At first, Jungkook rushed in it of as distraction. But then during family movie night, he saw you leaning in close to Hana, eyes glued to the subtitles on the screen. And one time when he spoke to you while you were turned away, you did not react at all. It left him careers. One rainy afternoon, Hannah was out running errands, leaving you alone at their house. Jungkook walked in surprised to find you curled up on the couch with a book. Hey, he said. You looked up after a slight delay, your lips forming a small smile. You gave a short nod. He hesitated. Normally, he would not bother sharing conversations with Hannah's friends, but with you, he wanted to. What are you reading? He asked, moving closer. You turned the book around, showing him the cover. The Little Prince. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Your eyes find it a little in surprise, and you quickly scribbled on a sticky note tucked inside the book. It's beautiful, sad but beautiful. Jungkook read it, his heart warming at your handwriting. Yeah, that's exactly it. You looked at him for a moment longer, then smiled, a smile that reached your eyes for the rest of the afternoon. You sat together. Sometimes you wrote little thoughts, and Jungkook replied aloud. Other times there was just silence, but not the awkward kind, the kind that felt safe when Hannah returned. She raised a suspicious paw at how close you two were sitting. Jungkook quickly stood, pretending it was nothing, but his racing heart told him otherwise. It was late one night when Jungkook lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Why did his chest feel tight every time you smiled? Why did he want to know every little thing about you? Why did he get jealous when Hannah hooked all your attention? He grinned, covering his face with his pillow. He was falling hard for his sister's best friend, and he did not know how to stop. What Jacob did not realize, what no one had told him yet, was the truth. You were not just quiet, you were not just shy, you were deep. You had been since childhood. You read lips, sketch words, and you could relied on notes and Hannah's understanding. You lived in a world of muted sound where laughter was seen more than heard, where kindness often come in the shape of patience. And you had no idea that Jungkook, the boy with the brightest smile, the one who was unknowingly stealing your heart, did not yet know. The days passed and Jacob found himself more and more drawn to you. It was subtle at first, stolen glances, lingering thoughts, small excuse to talk to you, but soon it was not subtle anymore. You were in his head when he woke up, you were in his thoughts when he played big basketball, you were in his dreams when he closed his eyes at night. There was no dining in anymore. Jungkook was in love. But what he did not release was that the truth about you was about to change everything. One Sunday morning, Hannah dragged Jungkook to the cafe near campus. Instead, he carried the books she and you had borrowed from the library. He grumbled but flowed anyway. When you arrived, you smiled softly at him, screaming, and a notepad you always carried. Thanks for helping. Jungkook smiled back, no problem. As the three of you sat at a corner table, Hannah got a call and excused herself outside, leaving you and Jungkook alone. Jungkook tried to start small talk. So, do you like coffee or tea better? You titled your head, watching his lips carefully before jotting down. Tea, coffee makes my heart race too much. Jungkook chuckled, yeah, I get that. But then when he waited come and asked for your order, you did not respond. Still, you were staring down at your notepad. The waiter looked confused, then turned to Jungkook. What will she have? Jungkook blinked. Oh, you tea, green tea. The waiter nodded and laughed. It seemed small, but something about the way you had not reacted when the waiter spoke directly to you made something click in Jungkook. Later that evening, Jungkook overheard Hana in the kitchen talking to your mother on the phone. Yes, he had. Uh, Yes, she's doing well. Don't worry. I'm always here to help her. Once like my sister. And Jungkook, he does not know yet about her hearing. Jungkook froze in the hallway. His heart thundered loudly in his chest. Her hearing, he stepped back, his mind spinning. You were deaf. You were deaf. That night, Jungkook could not sleep. The realization hit him harder than he expected. All the time you had not responded. All the notes you carried, the way you watched people lived so carefully. It all made sense now, but instead of relief, he felt a crushing guilt. How could he not notice? Could he be so blind when you had been carrying this truth quietly all along? The next morning, when Hannah and you were leaving for class, Jungkook blurted out without thinking why, and you turned, your soft eyes meeting his. Jungkook hesitated, his throat felt dry. I know you felt slightly confused. He took a shaky breath. I know about your hearing. Your eyes widened for a moment. You froze completely. Notebook clutched tightly in your hand. Then, before he could say anything else, you turned and left with Hannah, your shoulders stiff. After that day, you grew distant. You still come over, still smiled politely, but the warmth was gone. You avoided being alone with Jungkook, kept your answer short, buried yourself in Hannah's chatter. And it killed him. He had not meant to scare you, had not meant to push you away. He just wanted you to know that he understood that it did not change how he felt, but maybe it was too late. Jungkook spent nights researching. He watched videos, learned basic of sign languages, read about deep culture. He wanted to bring the gap between you to show you he cared enough to step into your world. But every time he tried to approach, you slipped away like sand between his fingers. One rainy evening, Jungkook finally snapped. He found you alone in the garden, sitting under the porch, watching raindrops fall. When he said, stepping closer, you did not look at him. Your gaze fixed on the rain. Please, he was cracked. Don't run away from me. Slowly, you turned your head. Your expression guarded. Jungkook dropped to his knee in front of you, his hands trembling. I'm sorry, I did not mean to make you uncomfortable. I needed you to know that I know and that it does not change anything. Not for you, your eyes searching his face, doubt and fear swimming in them with shaky fingers. You wrote it always changed. Everything people treat me differently than pity me. I don't want pity. Jacob just as he shook his head desperately. No, Ryan, I don't pity you. I admire you. You are stronger than anyone I have met. And his voice catch, but he forced the word out. I am in love with you. Your eyes find it breathtaking. I know I am Hannah's brothers. I know this is complicated, but I can't help it. I don't care. If you can't hear me, I just need you to feel me. To know that every beat of my heart is for you. For a long moment, silence sunk between you. Only the sound of rain filled the air. Then Jungkook slowly raised his hands. He formed shaky shapes, clumsy but determined. I love you. The sign language was imperfect, but clear enough. Your hand flew to your mouth, tear beaming in your eyes. You sat on your notebook, your hands trembling as you signed back slowly, almost afraid. Why me? Jungkook's eyes softened because you are you, because you make the world brighter just by being it in it. Because when I look at you, I don't see silence. I hear music. Tears slipped on your cheeks, and before you could stop, yourself, you reach for him. Jungkook pulled you into his arm, holding you tightly as he's afraid you had disappeared. After that night, everything changed. Jungkook kept learning sign language, practicing with you until conversations flowed easier. He made mistakes, lots of them, but you laughed softly, guiding his hand, teaching him patiently. For the first time, you felt seen, not for your deafness, not for your silence, but for you, Hannah eventually found out. Of course, she scolded Jacobs for falling for her best friend, then signing deep when she saw how happy you both were. Fine, she muttered, but if you ever hurt her, Jungkook, I will kill you myself. Jungkook only grinned, pulling you closer. I had never. One evening under the starry sky, Jungkook took your hand in his. I can't promise I will be perfect, he admitted, but I promise I will always try. I will learn every sign, every word, every way to love you. Even if the whole world goes silent, I will still find a way to tell you how much you mean to me. Your eyes glisten as you sign back, and I will always believe you. Then, as if the universe itself held its breath, Jacob leaned on and kissed you. It was soft, tender, filled with every unsaid word, every unspoken melody. For the first time in your life, you did not need sound to feel the music because love, true love, was louder than anything else. The end.